from the book Reasons to Stay Alive by Matt Haig. I just finished it, so this is the first chapter, The Day I Died. Excuse me, trying to fix something. Okay, let's read. This chapter is The Day I Died. I can remember the day the old me died. It started with a thought. Something was going wrong. That was the start. Before I realized what it was, and then a second or so later, there was a strange sensation inside my head. Some biological activity in the rear of my skull, not far above my neck, the cerebellum. A pulsing or intense flickering as though a butterfly was trapped inside, combined with a tingling sensation I did not yet know of the strange physical effects depression and anxiety would create. I just thought I was about to die. And then my heart started to go. And then I started to go. I sank, fast, falling into a new claustrophobic and suffocating reality. And it would be way over a year before I would feel anything like even half normal again. Up until that point, I had no real understanding or awareness of depression, except that I knew my mom had suffered from it for a while after I was born, and that my great-grandmother on my father's side had ended up committing suicide. So I suppose there had been a family history, but it hadn't been a history I thought about much. Anyway, I was 24 years old. I was living in Spain, in one of the most sedate and beautiful corners of the island of Ibiza. It was September, Within a fortnight, I would have to return to London and reality. After 6 years of student life and summer jobs, I had put off being an adult for as long as I could, and it had loomed like a cloud. A cloud that was now breaking and raining down on me. The weirdest thing about a mind is that you can have the most intense thing going on in there, but no one else can see them. The world shrugs. Our pupils might dilate, you might sound incoherent. Your skin might shine with sweat, but there was no way anyone seeing me in that villa could have known what I was feeling. No way they could have appreciated the strange hell I was living through, or why death seemed such a phenomenally good idea. I stayed in bed for 3 days, but I didn't sleep. My girlfriend Andrea came in with water at regular intervals or fruit, which I could hardly eat. The window was open to let fresh air in, but the room was still hot. I can remember being stunned that I was still alive. I know that sounds melodramatic, but depression and panic only gives you melodramatic thoughts to play with. Anyway, there was no relief. I wanted to be dead. No, that's not quite right. I didn't want to be dead. I just didn't want to be alive. I didn't want to be dead. I just didn't want to be alive. Death was something that scared me, and death only happens to people who have been living. There are infinitely more people who have never been alive. I wanted to be one of those people. That old classic wish to never have been born, to have been one of the 300 million sperm that didn't make it. What a gift it was to be normal. We are all walking on these unseen tightropes, when really we could sleep at any second and come face to face with all the existential horrors that only lie dormant in our minds. There was nothing much in this room. There was a bed with a white patternless duvet, and there were white walls. There might have been a picture on the wall, but I don't think so. I certainly can't remember one. There was a book by the bed. I picked it up once and put it back down. I couldn't focus for as much as a second. There was no way I could express fully this experience in words, because it was beyond words. Literally, I couldn't speak about it properly. Words seemed trivial next to this pain. I remembered worrying about my younger sister, Phoebe. She was in Australia. I worried that she, my closest genetic match, would feel like this. I wanted to speak to her, but knew I couldn't. When we were little at home in Nottinghamshire, we had developed a bedtime communication system of knocking on the wall between our rooms. I now knocked on the mattress, imagining she could hear me all the way through the world. Knock, knock, knock. I didn't have terms like depression or panic disorder in my head. In my laughable nativity, I did not really think that what I was experiencing was something that other people had ever felt, because it was so alien to me. I thought it had to be alien to the species. Andrea, I'm scared. It's okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. What's happening to me? I don't know, but it's going to be okay. I don't understand how this can be happening. On the third day, I left the room and I left the villa, and I went out to kill myself. Chapter 2. Why depression is hard to understand. It is invincible. It is not feeling a bit sad. It is the wrong word. The word depression makes me think of a flat tire, something punctured and unmoving. Maybe depression minus anxiety feels like that, but depression laced with terror is not something flat or still. The poet Melissa Brother once tweeted, "What idiot called it depression, and not, there are bats living in my chest and they take up a lot of room. Please, I see a shadow." At its worst, you find yourself wishing desperately for any other affliction, any physical pain, because the mind is infinite and a torment, when they happen, can be equally infinite. You can be depressive and be happy, just as you can be a sober alcoholic. It doesn't always have to be an obvious cause. It can affect people, millionaires, people with good hair, happily married people, people who have just landed a promotion, people who can tap dance and do card tricks and strum a guitar, people who have no noticeable pause, people who exude happiness in their status updates, who seem from the outside to have no reason to be miserable. It is mysterious even to those who suffer from it. Nice. Now, what I am going to do is I found a chapter at the back. How to live, 40 pieces of advice I feel to be helpful, but which I don't always follow. Number 1, appreciate happiness when it is there. Number 2, sip, don't gulp. Number 3, be gentle with your words, work less, sleep more. Number 4, there is absolutely nothing in the past that you can change. That's basic physics. Number 5, beware of Tuesdays. Today's Tuesday. Beware of Tuesdays and Octobers. Number 6, Kurt Vonnegut, I butchered that name, was right. Reading and writing are the most nourishing forms of meditation anyone has so far found. Number 7, listen more than you talk. Number 8, don't feel guilty about being idle. More harm is probably done to the world through work than idleness. But perfect your idleness, make it mindful. Number 9, be aware that you are breathing. Number 10, wherever you are at any moment, try and find something beautiful. A face, a line out of a poem, the cloud out of a window, some graffiti, a wind farm. Beauty cleans the mind. That's 10. I don't think I plan on reading all 40, but we're just going to stop that here. So yay, we finished this book. Brava. That is great. Thought it would never end. Anyways, the next book we are going to be reading starting tomorrow is this one. Do polar bears get lonely? Okay. Oh, the font is tiny. I thought this was going to be a quick read, but the font is small, and this feels like study. Eee. This does not look interesting. Oh, do polar bears get lonely, and 101 other intriguing science questions. Okay. I've entered. Oh, okay. This is oh, I am not looking forward to this, but we shall see. That is that for today. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.